let's. Last year they were saying that there was 22 veterans on a daily basis, on average, that were killing themselves. We've gotten that number to drop down to 21 on average. So one person a day doesn't sound like much, but over the course of a year, it's 365 people that didn't kill themselves as a result from the unseen wounds of war. So I'm all about. There's so many different organizations that are out there that will help you out, that will help out a veteran that you know is struggling. Whether it's monetary help that they need, whether it's housing help, whether it's suicide help. At the end of the day, all of it adds up to being a picture of one's self-worth.
And there are special accommodations for women veterans also. We all have to remember that it's just not male veterans, that there are plenty of women out there that are putting their life on the line for us as well. And they're going through PTSD the same as all soldiers do, and then come out with the horrific injuries and mental challenges. But there's definitely, again, women are veterans also. So any of you women that are listening or out there that need help, please reach out to the Veterans Crisis Line. Reach out to even your American Legion. They can help guide you. Go up to McGuire Veterans Hospital here in Richmond, or they're everywhere. So don't be afraid to say, oh, they're not going to help me because I'm a woman. Well, absolutely they will. There are special wards, units, female doctors, whatever you're most comfortable with. So please reach out for help if you need it.
Absolutely. And then same thing, reach out to the Rolling Thunder, reach out to your friends, reach out to myself here through the radio network that you're listening to us on, or the podcast network, I guess it is. I'm one of those technologically challenged individuals. But if you reach through, if you reach out, then you can, I'll be able to give you some of the resources that I've got as well. Some things about myself and how I came to get to know Mel. We're kind of bouncing all over the place, but this is our first show, so we've got a lot of stuff to cover in terms of introductions and things that are going on in the world and things that we want to accomplish and changes that we'd like to see. And so as I started, my name is Mark Burrows. I am a former Army soldier guy type person. I enlisted in 2002. I was medically retired in 2015. I did 3 tours to Iraq. I did a tour to Germany and a tour to South Korea, and then a couple of little stints at various bases here in the United States. When I was medically retired, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I sat at home and sank into a depression, that whole hero to zero syndrome that people talk about. My wife and a bunch of my friends got together and basically kicked me out of my house and told me to go do something productive with myself. I went to school. At school, I became the president of the Student Veterans Organization, which then actually led to me getting to know the president of Rolling Thunder Chapter 5 here in Virginia. They asked us if we would like to go on the flame ride that we did. I can't remember.
Flame of Freedom.
Flame of Freedom, that's what it's called, yes. And so they asked if we would like to go support them with that, so we did. I met the president of Rolling Thunder, started talking with them, and then I met Mel through Rolling Thunder, and she's now one of my dearest friends. My garden is in her backyard. You're not allowed to pick from my garden. I will throw stuff at you. But it's there. But that's how I met Mel, and I asked her to come onto the show with me for our first one so that we could try to kick this thing off with somebody who's more interesting than me. She's definitely got her heart in the right place. She does more for veterans than the next 5 people combined on an average basis. So I think that if you are a veteran out there, then we owe our gratitude to people like Mel and the other people that are involved in Rolling Thunder and groups like that. It's through their hard-working efforts that our families are taken care of here at home while we're abroad. It's through their hard-working efforts that new legislation is passed that protects us and our families as the service members. As a matter of fact, we within the past 2 years, we've gotten a couple of different laws here in Virginia changed, so that service members that come out of the military have a few more employment opportunities available to them that weren't available prior to 2019. We were going to go with 2000.
Absolutely.
But, you know,
Whatever works.
as my son calls it, it's my Lisdexia. So, but as we go forward here on the show, within the next couple of weeks, I want to know from y'all what resources y'all would like to have me bring onto the show. I've got connections at the American Legion as far as service officers go. We've got connections through Rolling Thunder as far as housing, as far as assistance, as far as who you can get in contact with at the VA. We've got connections here with Wholesale Guitars, who is kind enough to let us use their studio and donate their time and equipment so that we could put this show together. They're out here on Hall Street Road in Midlothian. If you need any music instruments or lessons or anything like that, come by and see them so that they can keep paying for my closet. But you know, what was the other group I was going to bring up? The VFW has a lot of resources available to them. Or know how to get in touch with a lot of resources. The veterans, I had that stupid website pulled up. Where'd it go? Not a stupid website. It's a really helpful website. I didn't call it stupid.
Operator error going on here.
Oh, it's on my phone, not my iPad. These are the joys of being technologically special. Here in Virginia, we have the Virginia. I'm drawing a blank. The Virginia Department of Veteran Services. There we go. They're the ones that run the Petersburg Freedom Support Center, which is another huge resource if you're here in the immediate area. They can help with everything from housing to food to getting claims processed through the VA
to helping you find a job, filling out your resumes.
They've got their building's massive for the area that it's in, and they've got, I think, pretty much every facet of assistance that you could need.
Sure.
But they operate down there in Petersburg.
On South Washington Street.
Yep. And their phone number is 804-691-4905 if you need help. And I do know that they also have transportation that can come get you and bring you to their location if you don't have your own transportation.
And then they can provide transportation for you to get to your doctor's appointments, or if you need special needs to go to accommodations to go to a grocery store or doctor's appointments again. They're there for you to. A lot of people are like that. Again, American Legion does that. Rolling Thunder will volunteer to do that. Your McGuire Hospital, Department of Veteran Affairs.
Yep. That's the other local office for the department of Veteran Services for Virginia is it's in the McGuire's Hunter Holmes VA Hospital. They're off of Belt Boulevard.
Belt Boulevard in South Richmond.
Right. They've got another office there, and those are the people that you can go talk to as far as state assistance for education for your kids, education for yourself. If you know a veteran that's struggling or needs help with employment or anything like that, those people there are the ones that can definitely come help you out and get you rolling and help you integrate back into civilian life, which, let me tell you, is a challenge. Been down that road. The first time I took off my Army uniform and put a suit on, I just stood in the mirror and looked at myself for like 15 minutes, like, what in the heck have I done? It's kind of like the first day sitting in basic training, laying there in bed at night. You can't move nothing because everything hurts so bad.
What the heck have you done?
What in the heck have I done? Why did I do this to myself? But yeah, these people they're out there. Use the resources that are available. If you're not a veteran yourself, promote the resources. Get them out there to the veterans. I can't tell you how many people we hear that, we tell them about a resource and they're like, oh, I didn't know that was out there, because nobody's telling them about it. That's part of what this show is. Let's get this information out there. I'm going to try to get some of these people from the various departments within the state and whatnot to come, and so that Mel and I can talk to them and bonk them over the head and see what information we can extract from them. Maybe we won't bonk them, but that's part of what this show is about. The other part of it is I want to hear from y'all. I want to hear your stories about military service, or your dad, or your mom, your brother, your sister. Tell us about them. We want to know the veterans that are in our area. We want to know what the veterans in our area need. We want to know what the veterans in our area would like to do that, one of these other organizations that we've got ties to can step in and help make that come true. We have a lady that we put a porch on her house because it was falling apart. Well, it was unsafe to walk on anymore. And so we went through and put a porch on her house for her.
She is a veteran.
Right. She's a veteran. So the resources are there. If you need the help, let us know. If you just want to share your story, by all means, there's a little link over here to the side that I'm seeing where you can type in your story and share it with us, and we would love to have it, if you're okay with us sharing it on air here or having you come into the studio to share your story, and we can talk about the differences in services, the differences in generations, conflicts. The Mel is a veterinary assistant technician. I'm sorry, by trade.
I had to go to school 4 years for that.
You had 4 years.
Yeah.
See, that's why I'm not a technician. I couldn't do 4 years of school. But so if we've got other veteran or veterinarian veterans out there, reach out to us. Let us know. We know that y'all have got the canine programs in the various militaries and the equine programs, and
absolutely, we've through American Legion Auxiliary, we actually have supported Petersburg, their canine division, and we've given them about 6 different bulletproof vests for their dogs, and we've actually purchased 2 dogs within the last 3 years for them and paid for all their training to go in. So that's another way that we are out there to try and help. It's our police officers that we're helping, but it's for their safety also. If we have the money and the resources to do that, we're trying to help our community in any way.
Absolutely, and you see that so much in the veteran community around the country. Is something about those that are tied to the veteran community when they get out of the service, or when their spouse gets out of the service, or sibling or whoever. You see where they turn around and they're just like, I'm not done serving my community. How do I take the next step? How do I continue? Even though I'm not in a uniform anymore, how do I go out and better